Hey church, I love the story about the young wife who decided to roast a ham one day. And so she went out and bought this ham and brought it home, and she cut both ends off of it and then put it in the roaster. Her husband said, "Why did you cut both ends off the ham?" She said, I don't actually know why, but my mom used to always cut both ends off, so next time we see her, let's ask her. So sure enough, they went and asked the mom. They said, "Why did you always cut both ends off?" And she said, I don't even know why. She said, that's what my mom always did, so next time we see Grandma, let's go ask. So they finally got to visit Grandma one day, and they both asked, "Grandma, why did you always cut both ends off the ham?" And thinking that it was something about making the ham taste better or cook better, Grandma simply said, "Well, I only had a very small roaster and the ham would never fit." It reminds me that so many times we don't know why we do what we do. It's just that people in the past have always done it that way. For instance, do you know why 11 a.m. on a Sunday morning is the sacred time for church? It's because hundreds of years ago in farming communities, in order for people to get to church, they needed to milk their cows and do their chores first, and then 11 o'clock was the best time to come to church. That's why we go to church at 11 a.m. And for 500 years as churches, we've been sitting in rows. It started on hard wooden pews. Often people would have to actually buy their spot or rent their spot. We don't do that anymore. But then it got to be more portable chairs that fit together, that were more comfortable. And so we're beginning to ask around here, hey, we've been doing church for 500 years the same way, but do we even know why? And could we perhaps mess with it a little bit? So we're doing an experiment. It's going to be called The Table. It's going to happen at the 11:15 service over at the warehouse. We're so excited about this. It's going to start on February 23rd, and it's going to go for 7 weeks. And essentially what's going to happen when people walk in, instead of there being a bunch of rows to sit in like it's been for 500 years, there's going to be tables set up, round tables. And so people are going to walk in. There's going to be a big central table, and they're going to bring some food to share. It's going to be very communal. And then you're going to find a place around a round table. Maybe as your small group you're going to come. Maybe you're going to get to know some new people around that table. The experience, we think, is going to be very, very different around tables. And one of the highlights that we're looking forward to is that partway through our normal service, we're going to break it down into some discussion. So, a lot of times people just receive the message lecture style and then they go home. Well, there's actually going to be time to process it in the context of relationships, sitting around a table facing one another. Now, in order to make this experiment work, we're going to intentionally need a bunch of people to sign on and say, I'll make it happen. We're going to need more Welcome Center people, about 4 or 5. We're going to need more ushers, about 6 more ushers. We're going to need more Riverwood kids workers to work in our brand new, freshly opened shed area for the kids. And we're going to need about 8 people to sign on for 7 weeks to be part of setting up the environment, to take down the chairs, set up the tables, put the tablecloths on, create a centerpiece in the center, and create an environment that is really welcoming around these tables. Now, this stuff doesn't happen automatically. It requires people to sign up. So on your app, you're going to find a place called The Table, and there's a place for you to sign up. Now, if you would just like to be part of this table experiment, you can sign up there as well. So if you are interested in serving or in signing up to be part of it, you can sign up on the app, and there's a form there, and we would love for you to be a part of that. We are really looking forward to intentionally pressing in and saying, can we do church a little bit different? What would the church experience be like if we added an element of community to it that involved food and involved sitting around a table facing each other and involved conversations, storytelling, laughter, prayer together? What could church be like if we weren't simply cutting the ends off the hams because that's all we've ever done? If we weren't simply sitting in rows because that's all we've ever done? We're in the middle of 50 days of intentionality, and this is one of those opportunities to intentionally risk, to intentionally push some boundaries, to intentionally challenge some old traditions, and to intentionally see what could happen as we follow God into kind of this new experience of church. And so if you want to be part of this, go to the app today and sign up, claim your role, and we can't wait to do this experiment with you.